Okay, welcome to another video and thanks for tuning in. What I'm looking at today, as the title would suggest, is charging devices when on the bike. So to get straight into it, the first and most straightforward thing is power banks. I've got several of these, including one with a solar panel on the front to aid in recharging that. These are still my go-to for most trips, anything up to 3 or 4 days. It's relatively easy. A couple of power packs like that will keep me going for that sort of period of time. If you're going for any longer is where the trouble starts, in that you're then dependent on somewhere to recharge these or somewhere to recharge these. But yeah, I still use these extensively now, particularly on shorter journeys. But I have done longer journeys in the past, and that's what led me to this. This is a solar charger. You can see it folds up. It's quite a neat package. It unfolds. 4 panels there, and that offers quite a good charge. 2 disadvantages to this one. One is its size and weight. It weighs in at just over half a kilo on that one, and obviously the main disadvantage of this one is that you're dependent on the weather. A day like today, we've got intermittent sunshine and cloud. You get a reasonable charge, depending how you can display it, because that's the other problem. It needs to be laid out for a long period of time. Typically on the Brompton, I put this over the front of the tea bag, from the handlebars and down the tea bag, and connect it with these, and that works quite well. But as I say, it weighs about half a kilo. The little red lights come on now because I've unfolded it and it's picking up a charge in this light. We've got a bit of sunshine, so yeah, it works well. Disadvantage, as I say, it weighs about half a kilo, and you've got to have somewhere to put it on days when it's not so warm, not so sunny. Temperature's not that important, but not so sunny, then you're not going to get much of a charge. But I have used it successfully. So 2 methods: short term or longer term if you're using, if you're going to be staying where you've got access to electricity every few days, and if not that. I've used the 2 in companion to one another, and that worked well. But again, that's your bulk, which brings me onto the main subject of today's video, and that's this, which has just arrived in the post. It's a USB charger. This is the Sinewave Revolution. Now, in order to use this, you must already have a Dynamo hub. Sorry, lost for words there. You must already have a Dynamo hub fitted to the bike, which I do have, which runs my lights, which is another advantage to this system. If you fit a Dynamo, then you're not needing battery lights and such. A lot of people say one of the disadvantages of a Dynamo hub is the weight of the hub. Well, the hub does have some weight, definitely, but the lights are lighter because they're not having batteries. You're not needing to carry a cable or a charger to recharge those. So that's the Dynamo hub as far as the lights are concerned. This little gadget, this weighs in at, I think it's 37 grams, so it's very light. It's got a single USB charger on the end there. It's waterproof and will connect quite simply to the bike. Anybody that normally watches my videos, you'll know I normally ride the Brompton or the e-bike. The e-bike's already got power built in, so I don't need any additional power for that. So this is for the Brompton. Having said which, it will work on obviously any bike with a Dynamo hub fitted. Doesn't need to be the Brompton. The advantage to this is that basically that's it. I can charge everything up directly from that. What I will actually do is take a battery pack, just the one, and charge the battery pack from this, and then the devices from the battery pack at night. So the Sinewave Revolution. I'm shortly going on a tour for around a week. I'm not sure how long it's going to be yet, but in the next week or two I'm going on a tour, so I'm going to get this fitted and then do a test while I'm on tour, and be able to report on just how good it is. But looking at other people's reviews and experiences of it, it should do the job absolutely fine. So yeah, Sinewave Revolution. I will show the fitting of that, pretty straightforward, but I am going to show that as well. So we'll get into that next and see how we go. Right, so the Brompton, I have a Sun hub fitted which has spade connectors. There are 2 spade connectors, and the 2 wires here connect to those. Now, because I'm also running lights from it, we need to run both sets of cabling to there. The lights currently fit on the spade connectors just with a standard spade connector like such. So what you need for using that system with the Schmidt hub, if you want to run the lights and the charger simultaneously or in parallel, is one of these. It's called a piggyback connector. So the female connector here goes on to the spade connector on the hub, and then that's connected firstly to the Sinewave. So connect that to the cable there. The other connector is basically just a new connector for the lighting, which goes onto the piggyback. And the way the system will then work is, whenever the Sinewave is plugged in, keep the lights turned off and the power will go to the Sinewave. So the power will be going to charging. If you don't want to be charging, if you want to be losing the lights, so if there's nothing plugged into the Sinewave, it won't draw on power from the hub at all. So the power is then free for the lighting. So piggyback connector there, as you can see, there's the piggyback. Straightforward female connector on that side. The piggyback on that side allows you to connect 2 cables basically to the spade connectors on the hub, and just like that, car pass, and that gives you the ability then to run either the lights or the Sinewave. I'm told you can run both. I think that would be sort of, you wouldn't get the best from the lights or the Sinewave in that scenario, but if you really needed to do it, the option's there. So I'll get these fitted and show you how that works on the bike. Right, so here we go then. It's fitted. That was a very simple, straightforward job. There's the Dynamo hub, the Sun hub, as you can see. This thick cable is the existing cable for the lights, and the new cable is the Sinewave Revolution charger. So as I said, they're both piggybacked onto the 2 spade connectors which are there, and so both are now connected. I took off the existing tie wraps and just ran the cable the same as the light cable to this point. This little bunch of cables here is the excess cable from the Sinewave, which I have then popped under here. I did see someone else who's fitted one of these on the Brompton in the same place. Makes sense to me. Obviously one of the things with this that you need to bear in mind is that you need to have a bag fitted somewhere, but obviously if you're normally going to be using it when you're touring, then you'll always have a bag. So the tea bag on there, the waterproof bag pocket to the tea bag is on this side anyway, so I'll just put the battery pack into the pocket, which will sit there, about there, and then just run the cable to there. By putting it under the frame, you've got a little bit of added protection from the weather and such, and it shouldn't affect or won't affect the fold at all. So that's it fitted. Took all of about 10 minutes or so. Not a difficult job at all. So if you're thinking of doing this, it's pretty straightforward. As I said, I'm going on a tour sometime in the next week or so. But what I think I'm going to do first is to just test this, is just take it on a run, maybe 10-20 miles or something, and possibly just connect the phone and see how that goes, just to make sure obviously that it's working, and see how that's going. So yeah, don't give up on this video just yet. I'm going to do that and see how we go, charging directly to the phone. That'll be the next instalment, next chapter on this video. Right, so there we go then. Just got back from testing the Sinewave. Done just under 10 miles and averaged 9.8 miles an hour, so just over an hour's ride. I'll put the stats up there to show that. Right, so here's a screenshot when I set off on the ride. As you can see there, it's 34% battery, and here's the stats for the ride taken from Strava. So it's 9.98 miles, so just short of 10 miles at an average speed of 9.8 miles an hour. The Sinewave reaches full charging capacity at 9 miles an hour, and here's the end of the ride at 33%. And basically I think I set off with 34% of battery and got back with 33%. The phone was switched on all the way. I was using Strava to record the ride, not for directions or anything, just to record the ride. I will say I did a little bit of shopping at the end there as well. Went in Decathlon, used the phone to pay for a couple of things, and also took a couple of photos. So basically it's held its own. That's charging the phone directly. It's just kept the phone pretty much as is. So we'll see. As I think I said earlier, I'm off on tour next week for something up to a week. I'm not entirely sure yet, so I'll get a better go at it there, using it all day and charging, I think, directly into a power bank, which is what most people seem to do. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll do another quick update video on that. Hope that's been useful for you. As always, if you found that useful, it's been good for you, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.